Late at night, the Senate passed a bill with 75 votes. Included in those bills is $750,000 for Gibbsboro to rehab the John Lucas House. We've been trying to get money for that for a long time, and that's our first, what's known as an earmark. Discretionary spending. So we're really happy to end our first 100 years with $750,000 that's coming in the bank. For those that have never been here, when you leave today, you can weave your way out to the traffic signal out here. And I would urge you, when you leave, if you're going back toward town, to go out that way. It's a much safer way than to go out at the uncontrolled intersection. So today, we come to select our 52nd Miss Gibbsboro. It's hard to believe, for 52 years, 52 sessions, we've been picking a Miss Gibbsboro to represent our community. We have a deep history of great young women. If you watch the slides, you'll see that at one time, 1952, ironically, 52, Gibbsboro had a Miss New Jersey. There's a picture of her with Marilyn Monroe. So we're proud of that. And today we have a reigning Miss Wheelchair New Jersey, who is from Gibbsboro. She lives over at Project Freedom. So we're really proud of our history and the young ladies that have represented our community. So one correction to your program, our Mistress of Ceremonies today is Marina Metallo. She is Miss Gibbsboro 2012, and she did an awesome job back then, and she's pinch hitting tonight to be Mistress of Ceremonies. So without further ado, let someone that's really important take over. Marina Metallo, Miss Gibbsboro 2012.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome and thank you all for coming. First, to start our evening, we'll have our beautiful contestants show some of their style and personality through their casual wear choice. First, we would like to have Autumn Baronato. Autumn has a dream to become a veterinarian who specializes in cats. She wants to open a rescue shelter for abandoned felines. Her favorite food is chicken parm. Her favorite color is orange. She has an adaptive personality. She has a cat named Sunny. She loves to play Sims. She's very crafty. She's a certified babysitter, and she's a perfectionist. Thank you, Autumn. Next, we have Ainsley Hauber. Ainsley plays soccer. She has a major role in the Gibbsboro School play. Her favorite color is purple. She has 3 siblings. She loves going to the beach in the summer. She loves to dance. She has broken both arms. She loves to snowboard. She's been out of the country, and she loves Starbucks. Thank you, Ainsley. Up next, we have Mia Karsh. She is on a competitive dance. She has 2 dogs, Bubs and Putty. She loves to ski. She has been outside the country twice. She has a wall of art in her room that she painted. She has a broken guitar from Paul Stanley of Kiss. She's lived in Gibbsboro all her life. She ran cross country in the fall and will play lacrosse in the spring. She's a freshman at Eastern. She danced on stage with the Beach Boys in Atlantic City. Thank you, Mia. Next up, we have Ava. She plays basketball and softball. Her favorite subject is art because she likes expressing her personality through her art. She is a published poet in the 2023 poetry collection Empowered in the American Library of Poetry. She's caring. She stands up for people not being treated right. She's good at public speaking. She's always interested in trying new things. She really hates bees. Her end goal in life is to show people they belong. And she's overcome personal challenges and is not scared of the future. Thank you, Ava. Next up, we have Bella Olson. She's the president of the Gibbsboro School Student Council. She's the alumni of the AAUW STEM Camp. She plays field hockey and has played for 3 years. She has a younger brother and sister. She's interested in science. She is a lead in the Gibbsboro School Play. Her favorite hobbies are hanging out with friends and family. Her strong admirations for animals. She loves to write. She's the captain of the Gibbsboro School Safety Patrol team. Thank you, Bella. And lastly, we have Izzy Soriano. She is very good at math. She was invited into a STEM program. She loves animals. She is 13 years old. She loves summer and the fall. She loves to travel. She loves to read. She has 3 other siblings. She hates bugs, and she loves to do different experiments. Thank you, Izzy. Next, please help me by welcoming our outgoing Miss Gibbsboro 2023, Natalia Wheeler, with flowers presented by Tessa Reese. Thank you, Natalia. Next, I would like to introduce and thank our future Miss Gibbsboros for presenting flowers to our Miss Gibbsboro contestants. We have Layla Pope, we have Olive Littlefield, Amaya Droback, Grayson Lim, Madison Estrada, Oriya Farhan, and Tessa Reese. Thank you, girls. As all of you may know, without all of the people in the council devoting their time and effort, Gibbsboro would not be where it is today. I would like to thank Councilman Mitch Brown, Councilwoman Christine Karsh, Councilman Glenn Werner, Councilman Fred Dieterding, Councilman Ron Rickert, and Borough Clerk Amy Troxel. We have some time to kill while we wait for formal attire. I was told to talk about myself. I like long walks on the beach, I like sunsets. No. I was born and raised in Gibbsboro. I come from long generations of Gibbsboro. My grandmother was the original homeowner in the development 67 years ago. I just purchased her home. I moved back from Florida, where I've been for the past 10 years. I had a daughter 1 year ago yesterday, so I decided Gibbsboro is the perfect place to raise her. I wouldn't want to raise her anywhere else. There we go. I was talked into doing this last night, so I'm extremely prepared. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Sure. Proofread real quick. On September 28th, 1907, was the United Towns Fair was held in Gibbsboro. On January 9th, 1909, a new Gibbsboro public school is dedicated. The 4-classroom school building is now our Barrow Hall. August 1st, 1915, a major fire at the Lucas Paint Factory results in firefighters being dispatched from as far away as Camden. This is Camden's first mutual aid call. In 1915, Camden County Fair was held at the Cricket Field in Gibbsboro. March 8th, 1924, Gibbsboro secedes from Voorhees Township and is incorporated. October 28th, 1924, the John Lucas Company Diamond Jubilee is held at the Lucas Athletic Fields, which is now Cricket Field, in Gibbsboro. In 1930, the Sherwin-Williams Company and John Lucas Company merges. February 21st, 1930, a major fire destroys Building 36 at the Lucas Paint Factory. March 17th, 1943, members of the Maritime Commission traveled to Gibbsboro to bestow the prestigious Maritime M Award upon Lucas Paints, the first time the award has been bestowed upon a paint manufacturer. We're good to go. Great. Continuing on, I would like to introduce the candidates in their formal attire. We first have Autumn Baronato with flowers presented by Layla Pope.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Autumn Baronato, and I am honored to be here tonight with you. I aspire to be a hardworking, successful individual. My dream is that I will be able to my dream is that I'll be able to take all felines off the streets while providing them with safe but loving homes. During my education, my time will consist of juggling, honor classes, and volunteering at animal shelters. I have always loved felines since I was young and have always wanted the best for them. My first step in achieving my goals is by excelling in my academics. In addition to that, I already know what university I would be honored to attend. That school being Rowan. I will go to whatever great lengths it takes to attend its new Schreiber School of Veterinary Medicine. It's the first veterinarian university that is being built in New Jersey. And with my dream profession right in front of me, I believe it's fate. My goal after getting my degree is to begin my journey and open a feline rescue organization. Where if people don't feel as though they met the requirements for a safe home, they could feel no shame and bring it to me. Where if the felines will get all the love and help, and most importantly, a safe home that meets all requirements. Once everything is in order and stable, I plan to travel the world while being proud of the fact that I helped as many felines as I could. And taking them all off the streets and giving them a second chance at a better life.
Thank you, Autumn. Next, we have Ainsley Hauber with flowers presented by Olive Littlefield.
Hello, my name is Ainsley Hauber. Those who know me know I am a very active person and love to play sports. Soccer means the world to me. I've been playing soccer since I was 6 and love it with every inch of my heart. I'm always working hard and striving to be better. I definitely have grown and changed on the outside, but that same 6-year-old me is cheering me on because of how far I came. My biggest role model in soccer is Alex Morgan. Alex Morgan is a soccer player from the U.S. national women's team. Ever since I was little, I have loved her and wanted to be just like her. I even wore my hair how she did, and I was so excited when my parents got me her jersey. Soccer is something I plan to bring with me to my future. When I'm older, I would love to play soccer for a good college. That is something that is very important to me. When I'm not playing soccer, I would like to have a job that has a good impact on somebody's life. I am 14 years old now and have lived in Gibby for all of those years. This town is a very warm, close-knit community. It is small enough that everyone is close, or at least knows one another. But most times, it's the little things in life that mean the most. That is why Gibbsboro means so much to me. As Matt Bevan said, while it may seem small, the ripple effect on small things is extraordinary. This town has had a big impact on my life and how I've grown up. The traditions are unique and I love participating in them. One of my favorites was the 4th of July celebrations. I would look forward to that all year. Watching the fireworks, riding my red, white, and blue bike down the streets of the parade, wheelbarrow racing, and even collecting the peanuts. Those town events will forever be in my memories, and I hope to provide little kids who were like me with these memories. Being Miss Gibbsboro is more than just a crown to me. Being Miss Gibbsboro, I can help provide this town with the memories that fill my childhood. Thank you.
Thank you, Ainsley. Next, we have Mia Karsh with flowers presented by Amaya Drobat.
Hello, my name is Mia Karsh. For all 15 years of my life, I have lived in Gibbsboro. Though I come from a small town, I have always set my heart on something bigger. To know me is to know one of my biggest passions is I love dance. I am part of a competitive dance team. These teams, like mine, focus on participating in dance competitions or events and work for excellence and recognition in the dance community. As a member of this kind of team, we dedicate more time and effort into training, attending multiple classes per week, and engaging in rigorous rehearsals. For me, it's just not something you just do. I'm always the hardest working dancer in the studio. I see a future in my dancing. Somewhere I can truly take it to the next level, I aspire to go to Ohio State College. There, I will be able to pursue my dream of dancing on their national winning team. With furthering my experience in the industry, I hope to later on open my own dance studio. I will be able to share my passion with little girls just like me. I want to welcome them to a compassionate environment where they can not only grow as dancers, but also as people. Even though I am young, there is only so much I can be sure of. One of my strongest beliefs is that, as J.K. Rowling said, anything is possible if you've got enough nerve. I dream not only to excel physically, but also mentally. I work my mind out 5 days a week in school and strive to improve my intellect and maintain good grades. Although my intention is to reach for the stars, bigger is not always better. I can't stress enough how much I appreciate the tight-knit and supportive community I was brought up in. Gibbsboro is my home and always will be, no matter where I go. This town of ours will always have a special place in my heart. Since I was a little girl, I have been involved in many town activities. And since everyone knows everyone, stepping outside your house still feels like home. To me, Miss Gibbsboro means you become the figure of the town. When you put on that crown, you show that you proudly represent where you come from. You become the face of service in your community. And that is what I aim for whenever possible. I attend and help out at as many events as I'm able to. When performing my community service for school, I took the opportunity to benefit the community garden by making Irish potatoes. All the proceeds from the Irish potatoes sold go to maintaining the garden. The garden also generously provides the senior residents of our town with the produce they grow. I do my best to contribute to the town that I grew up in, and promise to do my best as Miss Gibbsboro if the roles were given to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mia. Next up, we have Ava Latlet with flowers presented by Grayson Lim.
Hello, my name is Ava, and I have lived in Gibbsboro since 2016. One of my passions is making sure everybody feels included and everyone has a voice. So about a month ago, me and my friend were watching over little kids at intramurals, an after-school program. The little girl in third grade, she was about in third grade, didn't know how to pitch the ball to the other kids. So instead of laughing like the other kids did, I decided to help her. I taught her how to pitch the ball. My friend's mom, who was running the program, thanked me for being a good person and helping instead of laughing. Another passion of mine is not being someone you're not and embracing individuality, like pretending to be someone's friend to their face and talking about them behind their back. I've been taught to respect someone if you like them or not. It's always good to do the right thing. One of my future goals is makeup. I want to show people that their unique beauty can be embraced through makeup. I would like to also be a famous poetry writer because I like expressing myself through the words. I would also like to thank the Borough of Gibbsboro for this opportunity, and we are all better when we embrace the things that make us unique. Thank you.
Thank you, Ava. Next up, we have Isabella Olson with flowers presented by Madison Estrada.
You must raise your aspirations, set higher goals, and make detailed plans to achieve them. Quoted by Brian Tracy. My name is Isabella Olson, and I'm 14 years old. This is a quote that I feel like everyone should know of and keep in mind. I have many goals and aspirations, and this quote pushes me to want to pursue them even more. Which leads me to my first goal. Field hockey is something I want to play in college. I have been playing field hockey for 4 years, and I've been on multiple teams. I will continue to play in high school, and I hope to play in college as well. Field hockey is my favorite sport and is something I like to spend my free time doing. I would like to go to a good college to study to be a medical researcher. I have been interested in science and learning about humans for forever. To help me learn more about the hobby I wish to pursue, I stayed at a STEM camp for a week at Stockton University over the summer. I got to participate in many different experiments, and every day was a different experience. This camp opened my eyes and made me more interested in science and figuring out who I would like to be in the future. Before this, I was always anxious to speak to a group of people, but now I am confident and working on getting better at speaking in front of people. I love people, and I hope that I can make a difference in the world of science. Traveling is something I hope to do in the future. Being able to travel and see places around the world is something that I have dreamed of since I was young. Since I was young, I have dreamed of traveling to Paris, but I also wish to travel to other places around the world. I'm very interested in learning about their cultures and seeing things that you don't typically see here in Gibbsboro. Lastly, I wish to have a family. I want to have a family to provide for and raise. I want to be able to bring wonderful people into this wonderful world and show them wonderful things. I would raise them just like how my parents raised me, with love and patience. Once I am older and retire, I would like to travel some more with my family. I might only be in 8th grade, but just like Brian Tracy, I have and will continue to work hard to gain the life I wish for. I will continue to work hard throughout high school and college to pursue these goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabella. And lastly, we have Izzy Soriano with flowers presented by Araya Farhan.
Hello, my name is Isabel Soriano. In the future, I hope to become a forensic scientist. I hope to become a forensic scientist because I have always wanted to help people in criminology, and I am interested in these type of things. One day, I hope to become wealthy and have a good, loving family of my own. Family has always been one of my most important things to me, and to have one of my own one day is my dream. One day, I want to be able to take care of my wonderful mother, who I've always looked up to. I want to help people the way my mom always has. Even though I have not been in Gibbsboro for long, there has been some things that this town has already taught me. It has taught me to always be kind to others, and it has taught me to be confident in the things that I do. It has also taught me that sometimes I need to keep things to myself. I always make sure I can be the most true person to myself and the kindest I can be. Thank you.
All right. I would like to invite these beautiful contestants to take their final walk. Autumn Baronato. Ainsley Hauber. Mia Karsh. Ava Latlip. Isabella Olson. And Isabel Soriano. Thank you, contestants. One very important person I'd like to welcome to the stage this evening is Gibbsboro Public Events Chairperson, Councilperson Christine Karsh.
Let's give it up for the balloons. I think there's extra heat coming out over there. I don't know. I found a bunch of broken balloons here this morning, so pardon the bang. Let's get up for the girls. They're fantastic. Let's get up for the flower girls. They're fantastic. Thank you for all being here and participating. We love this, and we appreciate everybody who helps and gives their kids this opportunity, and the little girls their opportunities and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people who put this on, and there's a group that was developed a couple year and a half ago, Friends of Gibbsboro, and we meet once a month and we try to come up with ideas to make things better and funner, and try to raise some money. And I just want to mention all those ladies and gentlemen who help out with that. Mayor Campbell, he's big in helping us out. He comes to the meetings. Amy Troxel, she's our borough clerk. She's amazing. We love her. All right, so I'm in that group. Dawn Smith, all the goodies that are in the back there, she made those. They're amazing. Help yourselves to those. Beth Kern, she's not here today. Sharon Mayer, she is our pageant liaison. She has put on the pageant, how many years, Sharon?
10, 11.
11-ish years. What's that?
Mrs. Gibbsboro.
She's Mrs. Gibbsboro? Mrs. Gibbsboro, in the flesh. Lisa Peterson, she's our DJ tonight. Mary Ann Hodgnowski, she's not here, but she does a lot for the town. And she was our, well, we'll say she was involved with the Easter Bunny this year. Marianne Percello. She manages, she's like our police officer. She cracks down on everything. Lisa Reese. She is jack of all trades. Boop, 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 boop. She's boop, 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 boop. That literally, if you know her, that's boop, 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 boop. That's Lisa Reese. Sarah Hignut. She's like the voice of reason. Judine Hooper. Again, jack of all trades. We had a new member this year in our group. She's not here today, but Mackenzie Aversa. She's only a freshman in high school. And she is a bright, wonderful woman. She's not here tonight. We have a lot of times our police officers get involved. They come to the meetings and they always have a lot of input. And he's not here tonight, but Sergeant Ryan Piku, he comes to the meetings and he helps out. And the Gibbsboro police are really good guys. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to contact them. Then we have our wonderful judges. Guys, everybody thinks, there's rumors. Oh, it's rigged. This is so rigged. I'm telling you, it can't be rigged. I'm not the judge. These guys aren't judges. I don't even know the judges. They come from wherever, but they come and they help us, and it's great, and I thank you so much. So we have Connie Klein from Voorhees. Connie Klein. We have Alyssa Mayer from West Deptford. Brielle Volpe from West Berlin. Am I forgetting anybody? Okay. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. But, so, one of the stars here tonight is Natalia Wheeler. She's an amazing Miss Gibbsboro. She did such a good job for us, and she's going to continue her duties till July and share them with the Miss Gibbsboro that wins tonight. Because we switched it up. We normally have our Miss Gibbsboro in June. We switched up for many reasons. We switched it because at the end of the year, we felt like it was harder to get girls to participate when people were going on vacations or school is done. It's also hard to prepare for July 4th when you have the Miss Gibbsboro contest right there. So this year's 100 years. We're celebrating and we want to make it big and we want to make it fun. So we want to dedicate time to that. So we bumped it up. We bumped it up in hopes that it would work for everybody, and hopefully it did. Obviously, we had a really good group of girls, so I think it was a good turnout. But Natalia did so many wonderful things. Always a trooper. You're the best face painter I've ever met. You're beautiful, you're smart, and we can't thank you enough for all that you've done for us. So I'd like to invite you up to the podium to give your farewell speech.
Hello, my name is Natalia Wheeler. I'm the current Miss Gibbsboro, but I'm so excited to see who will become the new Miss Gibbsboro. When I first became Miss Gibbsboro, I wasn't really sure what it meant I had to do. All I knew was that I had to wear fancy dresses and do the 4th of July parade, which, to be honest, was not my cup of tea at first. Now that I've actually been Miss Gibbsboro, I can't believe how wrong I had been. I was able to learn about the workings of my town, which, despite living here my entire life, I had little to no knowledge about, and about all the important roles people had to have just to make the town work. How generous our firefighter volunteers are, how dedicated our police officers are to the safety of Gibbsboro. I learned about our town council, funds, and the construction of plans for all of the new buildings that will be popping up in a little bit. The list goes on. But most importantly, I learned about my community more than I had ever hoped to imagine. The people of Gibbsboro are unique to any other. We're not perfect, and we don't pretend to be, but there's a lot of connection and support knitted into this little town. Gibbsboro has found ways to incorporate everyone into events and make them feel special. From little kids to elders, I was able to see how much love for our town there was in the people. And that is what makes us special. Because, as I've learned over the past few months, it doesn't matter how big or small we are, what matters is that everyone is connected and has a community to turn to that they know will support them. I've recently started high school at Eastern, and if you haven't ever been there, that place is huge. On my first day, I became incredibly lost and determined that I hated the entire process of high school, even after only being there for 8 hours. It was really easy to feel lost in such a big school, especially after growing up in such a tiny place like Gibby. So when I got home that first day and was told that I had a Miss Gibbsboro event coming up, I was a little displeased seeing the entire event as, admittedly, just a chore. Except once the day of the event came around, I didn't feel like it was a chore. I felt connected to our town, more connected and special than I had since starting high school. I saw people enjoying themselves, and some little girls called me a princess, which was just plain adorable. It was then that I realized I'd been looking at Miss Gibbsboro entirely wrong. It wasn't about dressing up in fancy dresses and going to town events. Being Miss Gibbsboro was about making those little girls smile, ecstatic that they met a real-life princess. Because seeing other people happy is the best medicine for when you aren't. And so soon, I didn't feel like I was alone when I went back to school anymore. I started noticing the Gibby kids and the crowds of people, all the families going to the school playground on nice days. I didn't feel small, I felt connected. So my main thing to pass to the next Miss Gibbsboro is to not view being Miss Gibbsboro as just something you have to do, because it's not. It's a wonderful opportunity to learn about our town and the people that make Gibbsboro, Gibbsboro. Thank you.
More than cough drop.
It's always nice to be the first to know, well, second or third, fourth, fifth. The first order of business here is the best essay contest winner, and that person is in the room, is a contestant, Isabella Olson-Petrosky. I'm going to ask her to come forward and read her essay. And you win the opportunity to read your essay.
Hi. I am interviewing my grandfather, Gene Olson. He is 66 years old and moved from Lindenwold to Gibbsboro the first week of kindergarten. The school was so much smaller than it is now. Everyone went home for lunch, and most of them walked to school from school most days. What is now the library was an all-purpose room. In the all-purpose room, they held assemblies, dances, and indoor sporting events. And for the very few children that could not walk home, it was also a lunchroom. I'm amazed at how impressive the improvements and additions to the school has seen, Jean says. It was nice to be able to go to kindergarten to 8th grade with all of your friends before going to high school where we didn't see each other as much. He graduated Gibbsboro Elementary School in 1972 and Eastern Regional High School in 1976. The school was not the only place that had a big change. Most of the buildings that are currently in Gibbsboro were not there when he was a child. There was no Wawa, Wells Fargo, Dunkin' Donuts, CVS, or any other stores like that. Even Masso's Deli was still a house. At the intersections of Foster Avenue and Clementon Road, where the sign for the paintworks is, was St. John's Baptist Church, which was demolished and rebuilt on the Hilliards Road and became known as St. John's in the Wilderness. On the opposite corner, where the clock and gazebo are now, was the old Borough Hall that had been empty for years. It was a big event. Everyone went and watched it get knocked down. Across the street from that, next to the parking lot, was a company that made sails for sailboats. It was before my time, but many of my parents' friends remember when it was a bowling alley. The pins were set by hand and were very small. They were called duck pins. Gene hasn't experienced it himself, but has gotten it explained enough for him to get a clear idea. Where the warning system for air raids, where the Gibbsboro Senior Center is, there was 3 giant globes that were a part of an early warning system for air raids. It was a very small base, but some of the children in our school lived there just because their parents were stationed there. All of the now famous trials were just woods. Gibbsboro held many events. Each year they would celebrate May 1st outside of the school, which is May Day. They had games, food, arts, and crafts. When I was young, we celebrated the 4th of July at the cricket field a little bit differently than what they do now. We had live turtle races, and none of the turtles were ever hurt, but they haven't done that in years. The firemen would always be there watching playing games and spraying the crowd. They would try to keep a giant beach ball in the air with the fire hoses. There was always something to do all day, and we would wait for the fireworks that were displayed right there. During those celebrations, a Miss Gibbsboro would be there attending and socializing with the people of Gibbsboro, and sometimes even joining in the fun. They also had other things, such as 4-day carnivals. It had everything a typical carnival has: rides, music, pony rides, food, and games for everyone to play. Back when he was a child, they had something called donkey baseball in town. They fenced the field off so you couldn't see and charged 25 cents admission to watch a group of men try to play baseball on the backs of donkeys. There were a lot of things that have changed in Gibbsboro. The paint factory was up and running the whole time while Gene was in school. Many of his friends' parents worked up at the paint factory. When we moved here, there was only one traffic light. It was just a flashing light at the intersection of Clementon Road. There were no stores or donut shops or anything like it nearby. Dieterding's Market was always the biggest store, but it was nothing like it is today. It was much smaller and very close to the road. They had about 8 or 10 parking spots. That's where most of our parents did the shopping. Watches were not needed back then because the factory sounded an air horn at 8 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. each day. There was also a bank of sirens on the telephone pole in front of the post office, which was in front of the post office. At 6 p.m. they sounded a horn that sounded like a fire truck. I never understood the reason for that, he says. I lived on the other side of town, which we called Stump Town. Even that far away, the siren was extremely loud and dogs all over town would whine because it hurt their ears. Gene says, we used to spend most of our time outdoors. We played sandlot, football, baseball, and kicked the can. From what we called Church Hill, it was across from Campbell's General Store. St. Edmund's Catholic Church was there for years until they tore it down. Then it became our playground. After a hard day of play, we would get together at Campbell's General Store. It was like a step back in time. Our parents would send us for milk, bread, lunch meat, cereal, and things like that. We liked going because they had the world's best display of penny candy. At that time, Tasty Cake pies went from 12 cents to 13 cents, and most of their cakes were a dime, much cheaper than today's candy and snacks. The lake was also still a very popular place. There wasn't a trail at the lake, but there were people walking around the lake. Back then, the lake was lined with houses. His was one of them. When Gene was a kid, himself and his friends, including the mayor, would do something they called swamping. They would put an old pair of shoes on and walk along streams to see where they originated. They discovered lakes and miniature waterfalls on their journeys. Gibbsboro holds many memories for Gene, and he is glad to be here to watch how the town of Gibbsboro changes over the years.
And Gene, I want to thank you for not putting everything in your memories there. Keep it clean. Gene grew up, I'm going to say almost exactly 250 feet away from where I grew up. So I've known Gene all my life, and many people in this room grew up in our town. What a great place and great memories that we all have. People grow up in Gibbsboro, a lot of folks say they never leave, and that's a good thing. So I want to congratulate one last time all our young ladies here today and our flower girls. Stand up, flower girls, for we are. I can't tell you how this pageant has evolved over the years, and if you have a lot of patience, watch that back screen, because you'll see some slides that go back into the 1970s, and you'll see pickup trucks of young ladies. They used to have the Miss Gibbsboro contestants stand up against the wall at the fire hall. Gene, you may remember that. And the council people would gawk and pick Miss Gibbsboro right there and then. Wow, has it changed. But we're proud of all these young ladies and what they represent. It's incredible to see year after year the girls that come back and how they mature and make us proud. I can't tell you when I was that age how difficult it was to stand up in front of people and speak, and I think all these young ladies did an incredible job. That said, our job here today, and we thank the judges for their hard work, you have a tough job, is to pick our next Miss Gibbsboro, starting with second runner-up, Isabel Olson. And our first runner-up this year, who would succeed our Miss Gibbsboro should she be unable to perform her duties, is Ainsley Hopper. And our 52nd Miss Gibbsboro 2024, Mia Karsh.
Just put it on top.
It's a man's job. It's a woman's job. Mia Karsh, Miss Gibbsboro 2024. There will be an overlap period as we're transitioning from July to March for Natalia and Mia, but we want to thank everybody for being here. There are refreshments in the rear. I want to remind everybody that when you leave, please go out at the light. It's much, much safer. Have a great evening. Happy birthday to Gibbsboro. We're going to take a few pictures, and for those in the audience, we have a photographer. We have a lot of pictures. They will be made available to everybody, so you don't have to worry about snapping a bunch of pictures.